lady.
Hi.
How are you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So I wanted to tell you, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to sit down and chop it up with us and answer the fans' questions. I really, really appreciate it.
I appreciate you having me.
Yes, ma'am. So I'll start off with one of my questions and then move the camera down just a little bit. Just a little bit. There we go. We got you.
All right.
So I'll start off with one of my questions and then I'll get right into the fans' questions, okay? All right, so tell us how you got started in racing. And for those of y'all that don't know who this is, well, you just tell us and then that'll explain who you are.
Okay. So I started off in racing probably when I was about 12. I grew up in racing. My father and about 3 more guys started a race track. They were racing on back roads, just like everybody else, street racing. They were like, hey, let's make this legit. So they literally put up everything that they owned, house, everything. When you talk about risk, they took a risk. And when I was about 12, my dad said, hey, you want to come work at the track? And I was like, sure. And when he told me that I could work at the track, he didn't tell me that he was going to cut me off, which meant that everything that I worked for came from the track. So, 12, he put me out there, started working, and just fell in love with racing. I fell in love with the people. I fell in love with the speed, because I have a problem with the speed. And I just grew up around just cars. I was a tomboy. My girlfriends would go bike riding, and I would go with my dad to pick up cars.
Aww.
Yeah, I'm a daddy's girl. We like oil and water when it comes to this racetrack, but I am a daddy's girl by heart.
Right. So expound a little bit on the track. You say, so when you were about 12, your dad and like 2 or 3 of his partners, they decided they were going to go in and buy and build or buy a racetrack.
Build.
Wow. So they built the track.
Yeah, when you talk about building from the ground up, literally building from the ground up. And my research has pretty much confirmed that they were the first African-American owned track.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so when you talk about history and you talk about what keeps me going,
right?
That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
So over the course of the time that you guys have owned this was when you were 12. So how many years ago was that?
Damn, I gotta tell you my age. It was a lot.
Well, I mean, around about.
Over 30 years.
Okay.
But I'm 5 though.
So since this was 30 years ago, now mind you, how long racing been around? So just 30 years ago, they were the first African-American racetrack. So since then, do you know how many African-American owned racetracks there are?
So in Georgia, we have 2. Well, 2 in addition to the one we own.
Wow. Where are those located?
One is in LaGrange, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Also owned by 4 African-American men.
That's dope.
One is in Albany, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
And to my knowledge, it's black.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You know, I think when you talk about black excellence, since I'm so into racing, that just makes me so excited and so happy to know. You know, what's weird is it's only been 30 years. Like, racing has been around since forever. Okay, so how long have cars been around?
Oh, forever. Now, you're talking, so the question that you asked me, when I started.
Yeah, when you started.
They started before me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
how long have they had the track?
40 years.
40 years. That's crazy.
That's dope.
I'm so happy.
Like you, that's
This is dope. This makes me really happy.
Yeah.
This makes me really happy. Given the climate of how the world is going, it really makes me happy. I seen a story the other day. There's this girl, I think they said she's about 27, and she owns 4 Chick-fil-A's. Mm-hmm. And she's an African-American girl. I was like, you know what? I just love that.
Yeah. Beautiful thing.
So I'm more one of those people that, like, I congratulate people when they own stuff, because I have this hoodie, and I don't know where it is, but it says own or be owned. Mm. So I'm all about us or people in general just owning stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But it makes me happy to see a girl in charge of stuff.
So being a girl in charge, I have to tell you this quick story. So with the coronavirus, it has been very, very interesting. Interesting times for the racetrack in general.
Right.
From whatever, it's just interesting times. And so it's about 2 weeks ago, I think, we did our first open.
Okay.
And when you talk about, I was excited and I was scared at the same time.
Right.
And I was talking to my dad because we had the city come down. And the emergency management person come down, and people don't know the things that go on behind the scenes. They just see me walking around the track, pissed off, because I'm trying to get it right. And so I told my dad, man, I'm scared. I'm paranoid about this freaking social distancing, and we not social distancing, okay?
Right.
Straight up, like, give me a hug, give me your face, smile in your face, okay?
Right.
And so they came down, and they were very polite. But I was like, man, Dad, I'm scared. And he was like, look, scared money don't make money. And he did say it to me, but he told me years ago when I got into racing, a woman can't do this.
Who said that?
My daddy old school. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to talk to Daddy.
You're gonna have to talk to Daddy, but let me tell you. So he said, I knew you were gonna be scared. And I tell my daddy all the time, whatever I do, I'm gonna touch it and it's gonna be gold, period. I'm a beast.
Right.
Get my game on, I'm a beast. And so I said, look up now. Let's look around. And look around in the stands and look around in the pit area. Hey, my hands touch that. So my husband is 120% behind me with this race trade. We have disagree all the time. But I told my dad, you know what? Don't underestimate me, because I tell him all the time, I can do anything, right? I can do anything.
You sure can.
When he said that, I was like, oh no, you can't sit here and tell me that a woman can't do this, because I make it happen down there. And so talk about being a boss when you're in a situation of authority or you can make decisions. I have a good support system.
Right.
I have a dad that pushes me to the limit.
Right.
His old saying is, don't be like me, be better than me.
Right.
And so when he said that, I said, you know what? You know I'm better than you, right? Because I made this happen. So,
listen.
to ask about being in charge, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Right. So tell us about a race day. A day in the life of Patrice, a race day. Tell us if it's an event, how does this day go? Walk us through.
This day, actually, it's not a day. It is, I'm sorry, I'm outside. You will hear noise. I love being outside.
You okay?
So, it's several weeks in the making.
Right.
Race week, several long nights. Thinking about planning and just thinking. So, a day in the life of Patrice, I would say race week is very stressful.
Right.
It's 4:00 in the morning thinking. It's 4:00 in the morning just trying to get everything together, coordinating this, getting a lot of stuff together. So it is very busy. It's very hectic. And then I have a full-time job. Other little hustles on the side. So it is very, very busy. My day, so we got a big event on Saturday. We will not sleep. We decided to open up the track Friday. We will not sleep.
Right.
We will not sleep Friday. We will not sleep Saturday, and we will not sleep Sunday. It is team truly no sleep.
Right.
Because it's excitement.
Right.
It is adrenaline rushing, just total excitement. So it's very busy, to say the least.
Okay, so we'll start with the fans' questions. Do you own a car and do you race it?
I'm married, so whatever he got, I got.
Right.
So we the Mustang. It's called Cyanide. It's a coupe, and we running things.
Right.
Yeah.
But do you drive the car?
I don't drive the car.
Right.
And I've never drove the car. But he had, several years ago, we had a white S10.
Mm-hmm.
And he let me drive that car. But a week after that, he sold it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what that was about. I don't know if he just don't want me to drive. But I do not drive. And one, I don't have time. I don't have time.
Do you have plans to build an old school car? And if so, would you race it?
I don't know if I'll race it. I probably will be driving very fast on the street. But my heart said I probably would, and it would be a '69 Camaro.
What?
Girl, I'm about investment. Cause that '69 Camaro gonna bring me a couple of stacks.
Oh, they have some great questions. What adversities do you face being one of the only women in this game?
Being overlooked. I have a lot of respect. The men totally respect me. But when you talk race talk, he's like, let's go get Mandrell. Let's see what Mandrell's gonna decide. It's a male dominated field.
Your Wi-Fi is messing up just a little bit. I'm not sure what's happening, but it's messing up just a little bit. So, go ahead.
So can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
It's just the picture is just a little bit distorted.
Okay.
So that's interesting that you said that, because the other day we had Miss Coco on, and she works on cars and she works at a parts store. So she says she goes through that as well. Men are like, she don't really know. Let me get this guy to tell us about these parts. And I'm like, that's weird. Does it matter if you need the information? Does it matter if a male or a female gives you the information? Should that matter, as long as I'm giving you the right information? But you question that it's right because I'm a female. But if a male tell you that same information, it'll be fine, and that's the right information.
And I think that's just so in my professional world. I teach diversity and inclusion. And it's just across the board. Women, we don't have seats at the table. It's mostly male dominated. And it's just, I don't know if, I think men are intimidated by us. Because we're very smart beings and we do our research before we make decisions in some cases. And I think some of it is just intimidation. Going back to the racetrack, for me, with my dad, when I tell you I had to convince him to let me have a part in the racetrack, years of convincing. I'm talking about blood, sweat, and tears. And what I did, I gradually, because that's sometimes how you have to do it. So at first I started making flyers for them. Then I started doing just little stuff, running errands to the bank, doing this, doing that, doing a little bit of their paperwork, just doing little stuff. And when they start, because they have to build their confidence with you. And so, okay, she can do this, I can do this. And so then I just kind of went in full force and kind of dominated after that point. Because he gave me an inch and I took a yard. I think that just men in general, some will allow you to kind of have your way or have the seat at the table, but it's just how society is, unfortunately. And are we making significant strides? I think we are. I think we got a long ways to go. And in this time right here, I'm really watching what's going on, not from a racial standpoint, but a human rights standpoint. Because I'm really concerned about what's going to happen with everything. Well, I hope I answered your question. I was kind of rambling, but yeah, I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, you did. So tell us a fun fact that your followers or fans or supporters would be surprised to know about you.
A fun fact. I'm a very silly person, and most people, if they see me at the racetrack, they would not know that. I like to do crazy stuff. I believe that life, you're in this life to live it, and that means trying everything. And I would literally try everything. And most people don't. When they see me at the racetrack and they see me somewhere else, they don't know that I'm the same person. Because at the racetrack, I usually have on tights and a shirt. And when they see me, I usually wear a dress most of the time. And they're like, "Who did you know her from somewhere?" And so that's a fun fact. Most people just like, she just wear black tights and a black shirt. But I'm just different. I like to do different things. Most people just don't know that about me.
So tell us about the track. Where is it located? The name of it, all those good things. What you got coming up?
So the track is located in Edison, Georgia, which is west of Atlanta. No, east of Atlanta. Sorry. It's in a very small town. You breaking up a little bit, so we couldn't. You broke up when you told us what part of Georgia. So it's in Edison, Georgia, which is east of Atlanta. I think I'm directionally challenged, so it's away from Atlanta. It's in a very country town. The next event we have is Shut Up and Race. Our first event, Shut Up and Race of the year, is this Friday and Saturday. We had to cancel because of Corona. We're getting a lot of traction, so it's going to be huge. So if you guys are in the area, definitely come out because it's going to be hot.
What type of racing do they usually do at Shut Up and Race?
They do a lot of G-body racing, all motor street style racing. We have not gotten into racing just yet. Kind of trading the line is trying to figure out where racing is going to go. But we have done at our events. But a lot of it is local based. What we do for our track, we look at the fans, we look at the racers. What do they want? The type of races that we attract are local. Our track is located in what I consider as prime location. It's surrounded by 5 cities that are within 20 miles from each other.
Okay.
Everybody got a race car. So when people talk about, headhunters, it's very convenient.
Right.
And when you come to headhunters, you're going to feel like you're at home. Because that's what we do.
Right.
Feel like you're at home. We make you feel like, you know what, I got to go down there and see Patrice. I got to go down there and see Mandrell. I got to go down there and see Raj. I got to go see Ted. I got to go see, whatever.
Right.
We are very family oriented. As my husband just said, we trendsetters with this Shut Up and Race. And we are very passionate about that Shut Up and Race. I put up a post today. We having a big event. And if you're not ready to shut up and race, you need to stay at home.
So what year is Shut Up and Race on?
We are on number 11.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
So y'all been doing, how many events per year? How many Shut Up and Race per year do you have?
Anywhere between 4 and 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
We've been
so 4 to 5 times a year, you stressed out for a week or so.
No, but you got to realize, so the track is on Thursdays and Sundays. And so, so I'm stressed out track season.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, what if you could give advice to someone looking to get into owning a track? What would be your best advice?
Do a lot of research. Know your market. Some people just want to build a racetrack in the middle of nowhere. You got to know what's around. Right. And you got to know what you're getting into because it is a lot of work. The first thing I would do is look at the regulations. If nobody knows those regulations, I can read those jokers out the back of my hand. I know. So it's fun. I can tell you about a couple of years ago, I wanted to walk away. Because it's a risk. It's a liability every time you come through that gate.
Right.
But just, if you really want to do it, have a passion for it. Don't get in it for the money. People think that, oh, you guys had a big event, but we had 20 other small events, and so we borrowed from Peter to pay Paul.
Right.
But you have to have a passion for it. And when I talk about passion, I have a passion for it.
Right.
I truly love racing. And I love my dad, because if it wasn't for my dad, I would walk away. My dad.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Being that you were a girl in racing so young, did that make it hard to date?
So the men don't take this the hard way. I had standards.
Right.
And I also have a brother and a dad who instilled in me a lot of stuff.
Right.
When I was working out in the track, we used to call them track hoes. So we would know the track hoes, right? And so I did not want to be a track hoe, because I was beat down by my dad and my brother.
Right.
It wasn't hard today. I only had a couple of boyfriends, and now I'm married to my husband, who came to the racetrack to meet me. But he asked me out on a date at the racetrack when I was not dating someone else. And you just have to, dating is not hard. You just have to know your standards. And for me, it's the racetrack guys are racetrack guys.
Right. What advice would you look? Right, high five. What advice would you would you give to a woman looking to get into the race game?
Sit back and watch for a little while. Be very mindful. Patience. And don't start off too fast. What I noticed about females who come to the racetrack, if you come to the racetrack and
don't you say it. Go ahead.
You come to the racetrack in heels, you're gonna meet you a track star, okay? When I come to the racetrack, I come in flip flops, tennis shoes, because I'm about racing. But if you're truly into racing, you'll figure it out. But you just got, you know.
Why do you think it's so few women in racing?
I don't think women, they don't get it, in my sense. And what I mean by that, they may not truly understand the racing culture, because it is a true culture.
Right.
And so I don't know if women, they think it's a male-dominated sport.
Right.
And so they just don't come. Even like with our racetrack, we have women come, but they come for the wrong reason sometimes. And some of them come because they really, really, truly like cars, and they really, truly like racing. And I think that you have to have that passion for that racing. That's just it.
Right.
You gotta have it. You just can't, Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you one thing that because I really truly believe in giving people their flowers while they are here. So I have a special place in my heart for all the ladies that I have on the show this month. But I'm gonna tell you what is most impressive to me about you is, even though you have a lot of stuff going on, you're really just a regular girl. You know what I mean? And I really love that. Like, you can flex. You got a lot going on. You can flex a lot, but you don't. And I love that. Like, it's like when I you don't even notice. And I saved this to this interview to Women's Month, to Ladies Month, to tell you. When I first talked to you guys, you and your husband, and I first heard from you guys, I was so nervous. You would have thought I was about to meet Barack and Michelle.
In my hometown, that's what they call us.
Really?
They call us Barack and Obama. We had, years ago, we had this on Suburban, and my niece, she would talk about Mandrell driving around Michelle.
I was like, because I'm all about excellence. Like, I love to see, you know what I mean? I know we all go through things in life. Like, no, every day is not going to be peaches and cream. But like I said, what most impresses me about you is I would have never knew you went through so much on race week, because you don't even show it. Like, anytime I talk to you or see you, or you're just, I'm like, she can't be that happy all the time.
Girl, it's that whole thing. You got to smile for keep from crying.
Right. You can't look like what you've been through, right?
No, you can't look like it at all.
But I really think it's super, super dope. I really wish you and your family much, much success with everything, with the track. I want y'all to open up a chain of tracks, so y'all just give me a job. I don't want to own a track no more, because now I know what you go through. Y'all just give me a job.
It is a interesting thing. Yeah.
So what would you like for you guys, fans, followers, supporters, to know about first Patrice, then Shut Up and Race, and then your track? So what should we know about you guys?
And I keep going back to this. Patrice, the passion that I have for racing is unbelievable. When I got to go ahead to open the track, and I haven't told I cried like a freaking baby. The day I cried like a freaking baby. Because it's like, what everybody talk about, we open outside back up, and I'm ready, right?
Right.
When I am at that track, it is my drug.
Right.
Because you remember I told you I had a full-time job, and my full-time job is extremely stressful.
Right.
So this right here is a good stress, because I'm excited.
Right.
Like a little kid in the candy store. I'm like, hey, it's race day. I'm game. I'm ready. I'm pumped, right? For the racetrack, to know about the racetrack, it's been going for 40 years. We have trials and tribulations. We have speed bumps in the road. We want to do more with the racetrack. That's coming.
Right.
I am trying to figure out what I'm going to do. From just all aspects of the business.
Right.
So, from headhunters, it is a place. I swear to God, I have been all over racing.
Mm-hmm.
We've been Texas, Florida. We've been everywhere. And I tell you, when you come to headhunters, it's nothing like headhunters. Nothing like it. You will feel at home. You will. Is that atmosphere is I cannot touch it when I go anywhere else.
Right.
It hands down.
Right.
Shut Up and Race. I have to tell you how Shut Up and Race got started. Shut Up and Race got started, we started because we had a child.
Mm-hmm.
And our child was extremely sick.
Right.
And we started it as a fundraising event. We still paying on her right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was a true $2 million baby.
Wow.
And so we started it off as a fundraiser to help pay for the bills, because our first bill that we got from the doctor was $400,000. I'm mad because I was like, y'all ain't getting this money.
Okay.
It'll be when I'm dead. But that's how we started. So when we talk about Shut Up and Race, and we're gonna do a video tonight to stress the importance of the title, which is Shut Up and Race. Point blank. Shut up and race.
Right.
What we mean by that, we want you to have a good time, but all the drama, all the things that people on the sidelines who do not have cars do. We want you guys to come and understand it is a family-friendly event. Put up a post earlier this week, and my daughter literally asked me, what are we going to do for Dad's birthday? I was like, what you want to do? She said, I want to go to the track. I was like, okay, we can make that happen. So, when I talk about Shut Up and Race, it's family friendly. We want to be bigger than life. We will get bigger than life. Because a lot of things that are going on now, we should have done those things.
Right.
Been on the big screen by now.
Right.
We're going to get there. But for Shut Up and Race, the title says it all.
Okay. And you said the first Shut Up and Race of the year is this weekend.
Yes, baby. Yes. I can't wait.
So you guys, I'll make sure that I repost the first Shut Up and Race. I think I put it in my story, but I'll go ahead and post it again so you guys could be aware of the information. And you said it's going to be Friday and Saturday, right?
It's going to be Friday and Saturday because we've been getting a lot of traction. And when I talk about we have our ears to the ground, my husband, when I talk about him having his ears to the ground and listening to the fans and listening to the racers, that's why we open it. Trust me, I want my hair done because my hair looks like crap. But because we're passionate about our fans, like, okay, open up. I'm like, damn, gotta cancel that appointment. But we will be open tomorrow.
Well, Patrice, I want you to know that if no one else tells you guys this, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people do, I'm extremely proud of you as, girl power. But I'm definitely extremely proud of you guys' family. Y'all don't know this yet, but I'm part of y'all family too now. Y'all don't know.
We good, yes. You're part of our family.
But I'm part of y'all family now, and I'm so excited to come and be around that family atmosphere at the track, to meet everybody. And then the last thing I wanted to tell you that I'm going to do is I'm going to look your father in the eyes just like this and tell him girls can do this.
Now, if he says something to you, my dad.
That's okay.
Yeah,
that's okay. I can take it. I'm listening. I'm in this game with these guys. I can take it.
You can take it. He is my dad. My dad is a whole fool.
Well,
he's a whole fool. You're gonna love him. Everybody. Everybody loves my dad.
Yeah. Like I said, thank you so much for sitting down to take time out of your schedule. I know I took away from race planning and race stuff because you look like you out there with your books and your stuff, doing stuff.
I'm getting ready to do something as soon as we get off.
Well, like I said, thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. And, guys, make sure y'all go attend Shut Up and Race this weekend.
Thank you, baby.
All right. Have a great day.
All right, you too.